Grant with Renew Auto here on a very hot day. We'll do a quick walk around video of the Audi TT. I apologize if I'm out of breath and sweaty, but it's a little warm out here today. And we'll just show all the dents, dings, scratches, imperfections, anything that I can point out on the car that's wrong. Most of these cars, they get put on a truck and they get shipped all over the country, and when that car gets off the truck, I just never want there to be surprises. You know, with it being a 20-year-old vehicle, of course it'll have little imperfections. I just want to make sure you know about that ahead of time. So that's why I like to make these videos. Starting at this front passenger wheel, no curb rash on it. I am seeing just a little, like a rock chip or something right there. Does have really good tread on the tires, but let me see, I think they're pretty old, of course, due to the low mileage. Yeah, 2013. And so we've priced it for new tires if you want to put those on there. These drive great, they've got plenty of tread and whatnot, but if you were going to really, you know, take this on a long distance journey or something, you would want a tire, just because naturally those rubbers are going to dry out over time. But I've been driving the car a few hundred miles over the last few weeks, not an issue at all with it. Moving on to this fender, no dings or dents or scratches there that I'm seeing. Same with the hood. Hopefully that metallic flake really shows in the video. It's such a pretty silver. No significant rock chips across the front end. These headlights are in great shape, which tells me this car's likely been garaged its whole life. Those headlights on these early 2000s Audis, they get really yellow really fast if it's spent any time outside. This grille doesn't have any cracking or anything there. OEM headlights at Bosch. And no curb rash on this wheel at all. You can see underneath, super clean, no drips, no overheating. We've had the car out here for probably 45 minutes or so while we've been doing photography and everything on it, and no overheating. In fact, we've got it running right now. I'll show you that the temperature is just dead solid. Right there in the middle where it's supposed to be. Moving to the windshield. No cracks or chips there. You've got your VIN number, which you can verify. Side view mirror doesn't have any significant rock chips. Looks like a little bug splatter right there, but otherwise perfect. I'm not seeing any dings on this driver's side. Some scrapes on this lower rocker panel, hopefully you can see, but those have already been filled with touch-up paint. No dents on this rear quarter panel, and no curb rash on this wheel either. So the tire tread, really clean chassis underneath as well. Tail lights aren't cracked anywhere. Rear bumper's in great shape. I'm trying to see one little sting right there. Oh, never mind, that was just dirt. Trunk lid doesn't have any dents or deep scratches on it. Sometimes these cars that are ultra low miles, they end up in garages sitting for a long time. I've noticed that the hood and the trunk panel, you got to check, because a lot of times they'll have these long parallel scrapes across them. It's because somebody put a box on there and they left it and then they went to move it. And I know that sounds weird, but I've seen that more times than I can count, where you get these long scrapes across the trunk lid. So if you're shopping for these old kind of collector enthusiast cars, that's one thing to check. Moving on to this rear wheel, no curb rash. Show the tire tread. You can just see just how clean and well kept everything is too, even in the fender wells. And no dings there. Looks like a little bit of a rock or door edge chip on that door right there. Looks like a little scrape right there as well. I think that might polish off actually. It kind of looks like a bug scrape maybe, but we will get some polish on that. By OCD, I want everything to be as perfect as it possibly can. Now, let me pop the hood for you. We'll show you that the engine doesn't have any strange noises or rough idle or anything like that. All of your factory stickers and markings are totally intact, which is evidence that obviously there's never been any kind of front end accidents or anything replaced up there. You can see just how clean everything is. Feeling it, no unusual vibrations, no shakes, nothing like that. All the under matting's still intact. This is something that likes to degrade real quick on these early generation, the early 2000s Audis, I've noticed. Moving to the interior, got your factory VIN sticker there, your TT on the door sills, the Audi Bose collaboration stereo. Show that the engine doesn't have any check engine lights. No smoke out the exhaust or anything. I do have an airbag light for one of the sensors on the passenger side, so we've got the part on order, so don't have to worry about that. But one thing I'm really impressed by is all of these pixels are still intact. So if you go online, go shopping for these cars, you'll see that the display, these displays, they just start to die real quick, and you'll have all these dead pixels and you won't be able to read that display. So the fact that this one's totally intact is kind of rare and cool. The nerd in me likes stuff like that. But no peeling on the dashboard. I love this detail. These seat heater buttons that pop out. You twist to turn them on and then press them back in. Super, super cool. Really good feel too. And then of course the stereo is covered with this really cool aluminum panel. And you can see none of the writing or anything is worn off of any of the stereo bits. I mean, small details, but kind of hard to find those these days. So, oh, AC, we'll show that that works. I know you can't feel it through the video, but AC does blow cold. Turn that off for the sake of audio. Of course, no evidence of ever been smoked in. No odors, nothing strange like that. You can see the ashtray is totally perfectly clean. And you've got some buttons hidden here for fuel. This is to turn off the alarm if you were like having the vehicle towed or something. And then of course your trunk button there. Oops. Manual doesn't have any clunks or anything. We'll do a quick little driving video just to show there's no strange noises or anything there. And then you got to push down for reverse. Handbrake, door unlock, lock. Of course it doesn't have locks. I can't really show you that that works, but those all function. And then one of my favorite features on this specific one is it's a manual top. And I know it sounds like, oh, that's strange. Weren't they all power? Well, there's a very short production of these Audi TTs. They actually didn't get the power top because of a parts shortage. And so I forget the exact number. I think it was a few hundred or something that actually have a manual top instead of the power top. And when I first got this car, I was like, oh, well, yeah, I was a little bummed out. I was like, well, it doesn't have the power top. That's kind of a bummer. But after living with it for like a couple weeks, look at this. Boom, closed. And then if I had a longer arm, I could probably reach over that and boom, done and done. And then you don't have 20-year-old hydraulics and pressure sensors and the cylinders and the motors that all go out. Just easy peasy, done. I think that is so freaking cool. I kind of think they all should have been like that after living with this one for a week, but at least this one's got it. I thought that was such a cool feature. I'm a little bit of a nerd for this stuff, if you can't tell. Trunk lids all in great shape. No evidence of any kind of accidents or anything there. This is going to be your tonneau cover for it goes over the top when you've got it stowed down. And then of course you got rubber floor mats under here hiding. And this is going to be the extra Audi books and paperwork and documents and owner's manuals and stuff that came with the car as well when it was original. So pretty decent sized trunk as well for such a small car. Easily get 3 duffel bags in there. Do a little weekend trip. Passenger side isn't just as good of condition as driver's side. No significant wear on the door armrests or anything. That's a common area if you got like a lot of sunblock or skin oils. That'll really degrade that leather right there, but great shape. Same with the door kick panel. All of your carpet floor mats. A little extra storage here. Glove box. And then there is you can fold these forward and you've got a little hidden storage back there as well. A really cool example of a very classic car. I remember when these first came out back in 2000, I was so amped on them. They looked like nothing else that had ever been made. I remember reading that Audi had to get this whole new machine in their factory to do a laser weld on the quarter panel because it was just a shape that had never been made. They're so cool. I think they've aged so well. It's a really cool car. It always gets comments anytime you go out and drive it. And this one, with it being so low mile, it's a little bit of a time machine. You get to just jump in it and drive and feel like you're back in 2000, 2001 when it first came out. So If you've got any questions, if I forgot to photo something, forgot to get video of something, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to get any info you need. You can reach me at Grant, Grant, at renewauto.com, or just text me at 435-278-8915. And we'll talk to you then. Thanks.